African folktales is a story that people like to watch because of how interesting the video is or how interesting the story is. So in today's video, I'm going to share with you one of the things you need to avoid demonetization. We all know that majorities of people are going into African tale stories because of how interesting the video is, and also how YouTube is displaying the videos for more people to watch. Okay, so in this video I will be mentioning the mistakes we need to avoid YouTube coming to our house to demonetize our channel. And we all know that majorities of upcoming YouTubers are going into this African tale story because of how people are actually getting views, which is also okay. But what I'm trying to tell you in this video, why making use of ChatGTP to come up with your story? I will encourage each and every one of you to know the type of names you put out there, because why making use of names? Know the type of names you actually call. If I were to encourage you, look for names that are not unique. Look for names that you can actually use so that when people listen to those names, the names will sound different. It won't sound similar. You know, something like you using Adeze, it is not wise. You using Ikem is a popular name that people all know. If I were to be you use names like Erimma, you use names like Ogomefula, you use names like Ogulogala. Those are the names that are not familiar to people. Okay, to avoid YouTube coming to your page or to your channel to demonetize your channel. Okay, in this video I will also encourage you some names of the communities we actually use. If I were to be you, don't use popular village names that people always know. If you're addressing village, don't use village like Owerri. It is very, very popular. Go to your community, think outside the box. Use those your village names that people don't actually know. It will really go a long way than you using a popular name that YouTube would think of coming to your house to demonetize your channel. And again, I also want to encourage you, why making use of ChatGTP? It is not everything that ChatGTP give to you that you also put out there. You can actually read a story and come up with your own story. Say it in a better way that even a primary 3 student can actually understand the story. You putting out everything that was given to you by ChatGTP, you are putting your channel into harm. Okay, you are endangering your channel, which is not encouraging. You should also remember that you actually work too hard to get to this level. Also, another thing I want to encourage you for you to avoid demonetizing your channel because of the African tale story you are creating is the kind of sounds we use. You know, some people go to Nigerian movies and they will make use of the sounds that was actually used there. It is not encouraging. You can actually go to studio and pay for you to have your own sound, which will go a very long way to you, which will cause more good than harm to you, than making use of sounds that are popular. You can actually put in your 100% strength on that particular channel, and at the end, or on that particular video, and at the end, you will not make any money from that particular video because of the sound you actually use. And another thing I want to encourage us here, don't use AI voice. It is always advisable we make use of our original voice. Making use of our original voice, it will go more long way than you making use of AI voice notes. AI, you can make use of AI voice note, and at the end, that particular video will not be monetized. Okay, so those are the things we really need to look at. African tale story, it is really getting more views, but don't be carried away because of the views you are getting. Also, while generating your AI pictures, You need to think outside the box. Come up with something that you can actually type on AI for AI to give you a different picture background. Okay, making use of a particular picture background can actually get that particular video not to be monetized. Okay, why creating an African tall story? It is something that one need to think outside the box. Don't just jump into the channel, because don't just jump into that niche because you actually see people making money from it. It is fine to make money on YouTube, but it will pay you more when that particular channel is being monetized. So these are the things you actually need to look out while creating African tall stories. You need to think outside the box. Be mindful of the pictures you put out while creating this particular videos. Okay, and also why telling us about African tall stories, also ensure that the stories you're putting out is also in line with the pictures you are showing us. Okay, why creating African tall stories, it is something that one really need to think thoroughly. It is something that one really need to think outside the box. Don't do things or don't go into a particular niche because you see people going into that particular niche. Okay, also why making use of ChatGTP, I've mentioned it before. Come up with something. You can actually see a story concerning a hunter, a poor hunter in a community. Why coming to ChatGTP for ChatGTP to create a story for you? Because I know most people make use of ChatGTP. You can actually come up with a hunter that married 5 wives with 23 grandchildren, that was rich later and he later became poor. You can actually see that these things are different stories. ChatGTP will give you a different stories altogether. But what I'm trying to say in this video, you actually need to come up with a story, redefine the story. Don't just come and put out what ChatGTP actually gave you. It can as well be a copyright. In as much as you are trying to create African tall story, you also need to apply wisdom and also think outside the box. If you enjoy watching videos like this, please do well to share it out for more people to learn things they need to avoid YouTube demonetizing their page. Also, for the upcoming YouTubers that have actually joined African tall stories, you also need to apply wisdom while creating videos like this to avoid stories that touch. Also remember that you are not getting views now does not mean you won't get views. Please, any video you are creating on African tall stories, we need to apply wisdom here. While listening to this video, please do well to share it out for more people to learn. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for listening to my video. See you in my next video.